Good evening and welcome. I'm Reverend Don Fortune of the Unitarian Universalist congregation of the South Jersey Shore here in Galloway, New Jersey. We worship live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. You can join us via Zoom on the link on our website, which is uucsjs.org. Unitarian Universalism, for those who don't know, is a non-creedal progressive religious faith. We are not specifically Christian, but we do have folks for whom Christianity is their spiritual home. But we also have folks who are atheist and pagan and Jewish and Muslim and all manner of other things. So you are welcome so long as you are interested in seeking. We'd love to have you join us. This is March 19th. It is Friday in the fourth week of Lent. March 19th is also the Feast of St. Joseph, when the Christian calendar recognizes and celebrates the man who married Mary, the mother of Jesus. And that celebration is observed in a variety of ways in a variety of places around the world. So we lift up St. Joseph today as we begin our Vespers service. I'll begin by lighting our chalice, which is a symbol of our free and open faith and affirming faith of Unitarian Universalism, and I will do that with a scripture reading from the prophet Hosea. This is from the Hebrew Scriptures, and this is from chapter 12, verse 6. But you must return to your God, maintain love and justice, and wait for your God always. As we observe the Lenten period of waiting for the ultimate passion play that will come in some weeks' time, it is a time for returning to God, waiting for God, and observing and contemplating. Let's have some music now and settle in before our first reading. Our first reading this evening is from the epistles. It is from Paul's letter to the Romans, which he wrote when he was imprisoned. And this is from chapter 4, verse 13 through 18. The promise that he would inherit the world did not come to Abraham or his descendants through the law, but through the righteousness of faith. If it is the adherents of the law who are to be heirs, faith is null and the promise is void. For the law brings wrath, but where there is no law, neither is there violation. For this reason, it depends on faith, in order that the promise may rest on grace and be guaranteed to all his descendants, not only to the adherents of the law, but also to those who share the faith of Abraham. For he is the father of all of us, as it is written, I have made you the father of many nations. In presence of God, in whom Abraham believed, who gives life to the dead and calls into existence the things that do not exist, hoping against hope, Abraham believed that he would become the father of many nations, according to what was said, so numerous shall your descendants be. From Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 4, verses 13 through 18. Now let's have some time for contemplation. Our second reading this evening is from the Psalms. This one is attributed to, it's called a teaching psalm by Ethan the Ezrite, and it's Psalm number 89, and I will read verses 1 through 29. This is a little longer than most of our readings, but I hope you'll follow and enjoy. Forever I will sing the wonders of your love, Yahweh, proclaiming your faithfulness to all generations. I'll tell them that your love stands firm forever. Your fidelity is fixed in the heavens. I have made my covenant with my chosen, sworn an oath to David, my faithful one. I will establish your line forever and make your throne firm throughout all generations. The heavens praise your wonders, Lord, and the council of the holy ones declares your fidelity. Who in the skies can be compared to the Lord, who is like the Lord among the gods? A God who is revered in the council of the holy ones, great and awesome above all others. Lord Sabaoth, who is it like you? Power and faithfulness surround you. You rule the surging sea, claiming the turmoil of its waves. You crush the monster Rahab with mortal blow and scatter your enemies with stronger arm. The heavens are yours, and so is the earth. You established the world and all it contains. You have created north and south. Mounts Tabor and Hermon echo your name. Your arm is powerful, your hand is strong. Your right hand is lifted high. Your throne is built on righteousness and justice. Love and fidelity stand in your presence. Happy are those who have learned to praise you, Lord, who walk in the light of your presence. They will rejoice in your name all day long, uplifted by your justice. You are the strength in which they glory. Through your favor we hold our heads high. The Lord is our shield. The Holy One of Israel is our ruler. One day a vision came, and you announced this to your faithful ones. I have bestowed power on a warrior and raised up a youth from among the people. I have discovered David, who is faithful to me. David, I anoint you with my holy oil. My hand will be ready to help you, and my arm to give you strength. No enemy will oppress you, and no rebel will bring you low. I will shatter your foes before you, and strike down those who hate you. My fidelity and love will be with you, and through my name your strength will increase. I will extend your rule to the sea, and your dominion as far as the Euphrates. You will say to me, you are my Abba, my God, my rock and my deliverance. And I will appoint you my firstborn, higher than all the earth's rulers. I will maintain my love for you forever, and my covenant with you will never fail. I will establish your line forever, and your throne for as long as the heavens endure. Psalm 89, verses 1 through 29. This is the story of how King David came to be anointed by God as his chosen one. Let's contemplate. Our third and final reading this evening is from the Gospel according to Luke, which is, I have to say, my favorite Gospel. Luke is delightfully subversive in how he narrates the story of Jesus' ministry. So this is from chapter 2 of the Gospel according to Luke. This is, it tells the story of when Jesus gets left behind by his parents in Jerusalem. So verses 41 through 52. The parents of Jesus used to go every year to Jerusalem for the feast of Passover. And when Jesus was 12, they went up for the celebration, as was their custom. As they were returning at the end of the feast, the child Jesus remained behind in Jerusalem, unbeknownst to Mary and Joseph. Thinking Jesus was in their caravan, they continued their journey for the day, looking for him among their relatives and acquaintances. Not finding Jesus, they returned to Jerusalem in search of him. On the third day, they came upon Jesus in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, listening to them and asking questions. All who heard Jesus were amazed at his understanding and his answers. When Mary and Joseph saw Jesus, they were astonished, and Mary said, "Son, why have you done this to us? You see that your father and I have been so worried looking for you." Jesus said to them, "Why were you looking for me? Did you not know that I had to be in my Abba's house?" But they didn't understand what he told them. Then Jesus went down with them to Nazareth and was obedient to them. Mary stored these things in her heart, and Jesus grew in wisdom, in years, and in favor with God and the people alike. That is the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 2, verses 41 through 52. Let us contemplate. Let's reflect for a moment on the readings that we experienced tonight. We had Paul's letter to the Romans, we had the psalmist, and we had the Gospel according to Luke. And the thing that runs through them is the message of love. Paul said that, let me see if I can find that. That Abraham was not guaranteed to be known as the father of the righteous people through the law, but because of his faith, because of the righteousness of his faith. And in the psalm, we hear that that the strength comes from praising the Lord, from praising God, and naming the things that God has created. That God has created the world and separated north and south, and righteousness and justice are the foundations of your throne. Love and truth go before your faith, before your face. So this is all about having faith and loving God. And we are in the fourth week of Lent, we're almost through, really, and we are getting to the time when Jesus is going to be faced with persecution and execution in Jerusalem. And we have this story from Luke where he gets left behind. And I love that his mother says to him, the first thing she says is, "What did you do to us? We have been worried sick." Because she is, this illustrates that she might be holy and she might be the mother of God, but she is a mother of a child. And she was worried, and she was grateful to find her child unharmed. They did not understand what he said to them. He went down with them and came to Nazareth and was obedient to them, which means he was probably grounded, or the first century Hebrew version thereof. But what he'd been doing was being in the temple, engaged in discussion and debate with the priests and the teachers there, where, according to this description, he held his own with wisdom and with intelligent questions and with explanations that made sense. And all of this is about an active engagement in faith, an active engagement in being present in the holy and celebrating God and celebrating the gift of the divine. So, as we leave this week, I want you to take with you the knowledge that the divine exists in you. Okay? The divine exists in you. You have every bit as much holiness and spirituality as the people in these stories. You know, Carl Sagan said that we are made of star stuff. But I like to keep that closer to home and understand that within our universe, matter can be neither destroyed nor created. Okay? And so all of the matter that exists in our world has always existed here and will always exist here. It takes different shapes as plants and animals and hydrocarbons and all that other stuff. But we are made of the same exact stuff as those in our holiest stories, those we hold up as prophets and gods. We are made of the same atomic and molecular substance as they. So know yourself as special as we head into the 5th week of Lent, and next week will be our last Friday before Holy Week. As we wait for God, as we wait for the playing out of this story, as we do every year at this season, know that we are deeply connected to these stories and to what they mean. And so, with that, I want to invite you once more to join us at 10 a.m. Eastern, Sunday mornings, uucsjs.org. There's a button there you can click and join us for worship live on Zoom. And now, let's extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Until next week, be well, stay safe, take care.